good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good day, good evening, whenever. I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Rare Interview With. My name is Christopher Saint, I'll be your host. Just going to run through a quick couple of things, then we're going to play a little 10-15 seconds of interlude music, and then we're going to get into our first interview. So, what is Rare? Because I know some people will be wondering what that is. Well, in Glasgow, which is where I'm from, rare can mean so many different things. It doesn't just mean unique, or it doesn't mean very minimal of. It means, to us, it's a very old term, it means good, it means fun, it means, if someone turned around and went, I had a rare night, it means I had fun, they enjoyed it, and that's when I was coming up with this brand. I wanted that to be it. I wanted people to come to the Rare shows, which I'll talk about in a little second, and everything that we do with Rare, people want to have fun, people want to enjoy it, people want to be excited. So, with that being said, I started a little show called Rare. It's in Katie's Bar on the last Thursday of every month. Well, not right now. Currently in lockdown. So when we do that, you've got burlesque, you've got drag, you've got contortionists, you've got singers, you've got dancers. Anything that we can put on a stage, we will put on a stage. Because we want to celebrate all these amazing talents, especially within Scotland, the UK. There's some amazing talent up here. And I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of people within wrestling, within drag, within the burlesque community, within the cabaret scene, throughout Scotland mainly. I've delved down in England quite a bit, but mainly up here. So that's what Rare Interview is going to be. A Rare Interview With is just going to be me sitting down with an act, maybe one or two. We do a little round table thing once every so often, and just chatting, just talking about fun stories, advice they can give to newer acts coming out, and just getting to know them. Because we see they're so talented people. We want to get to know the people behind that as well. So, with that being said, our first interview is with one of my best friends in wrestling, someone I watched since she's grown up. Since her debut, I've been there. And this interview is probably one of the most fun things we've ever done together. So I'm really excited to let you all hear it. My first guest is the best, the beautiful, the only Wrestle Beach, Advice Beach, Tweet Beach, Emily Hayden. So what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, just before we do anything with that, quick little note. Please like and subscribe everything that we put up on the Rare channel. Subscribe to it, enjoy it, let's start building this together. And if you do enjoy it, and you want to help us out even just a little tiny bit, we take tips. There's a little link in the description. It's paypal.me/Rare Scotland. If it's a penny, if it's £100, doesn't matter. Every little helps. That's what Tesco used to say. Every little helps. And we appreciate it. It helps us build the quality of our online content. It helps us build the quality of the shows that we're doing. We can bring up not better acts, because acts we have, right? We can bring up better known acts, maybe from England, maybe from abroad. That's the aim I have for Rare. I want to bring you guys the best shows. So if you maybe want to help with a small contribution, again, it's optional. I'm not going to stand here and be like, you have to give us money to listen to this. If I did that, I'd set up a Patreon. Set up an OnlyFans. But nobody wants that. Anyway, let's get on to the interview. Hope you all enjoy this. And then we're going to play a little bit of music. And then we're going to get the interview underway. Hope you all enjoy. See you soon. Interview with this week's guest is Wrestle Beach. It is the best, the beautiful, the only, the woman of 9,000,003 nicknames. Every time I go on social media, there's another hashtag. I've went blind from hashtags. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Emily Hayden.
Baby
I might put a wee. Do you know what? I might put in a wee crowd applause there. That might be quite funny.
Please do.
I'll do it. I'll see if I can.
It will validate my low self-esteem.
And we are off at the races. Right. Emily, we've known each other pretty much your whole wrestling career.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for your debut, but I was there pretty much from the start. Mm-hmm. So I sound like the fucking Omen.
The Damien of professional wrestling, Christopher Saint. I'm
like the constant spectre. You do something wrong, I'll just appear from the shadows for some reason in a tuxedo going, you fucked that one, didn't you?
Like I look into the mirror at a venue and I just go, Christopher Saint, Christopher Saint, Christopher Saint 3 times, and you appear behind me going,
I appear raging. What the fuck do you like?
Slinging a bottle at me.
Where'd you get a ball? I see his jammies. You summoned me.
Like with the face mask on and the curling hangings in your hair.
Excuse me. Right, so
I'm just like,
we'll get this
caught you at a bad time.
So I've caught you at a bad time. You've just, 14 hours on a Twitch stream?
Oh, I know.
Twitch, no Twitch, you're Twitch. Where am I?
Yeah, I'm Twitch.
So you've just done a 14-hour. Was it 14 hours? Was it 12?
On 14 hours. 14 hours. Why?
Why?
So, it's one of my all-time favourite games, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It's also my boyfriend Robert's, and we used to be able to rattle through the games like that, and we used to. So we were kind of challenging ourselves, and we thought, how quick could we complete this in one sitting? It's 14 hours later, and we still have like 4 or 5 chapters left of the game. So we done no bad, but we're not as young as we used to be.
So you say to the guy who's older than you, cheers, I'm currently turning into dust. I sat and watched like 5 minutes of it, and it was just Robert sitting, looking quite focused, and then it's just you next to him on your phone. I was like, fair enough. I think at one point you were messaging me during it, just going, I don't know how I'm going to be for this interview. I was worried because
I think I was messaging you, in fact, and I was going to you, mate, I'm knackered.
You're going to be it's like, Emily, you do know that it's just audio, and I don't know if I can repeat it loudly enough how happy you were when you found out this was just going to be an audio interview.
Oh. I can do it.
I don't need your makeup! Oh!
that was basically me, but because I was on the stream I had to contain it, so what I did was I did a sly look to Robert, and I passed him the phone to the message where you said, by the way, you don't need to wear makeup, and I was just like, and
then on the Twitch stream for the next 20 seconds is just Emily Hayden doing the Macarena. I don't know why. But anyway, right, on to our interview. Hopefully you don't fall asleep during it. I'm genuinely concerned. I've been on drives with you and you fell asleep within 5 minutes, so we'll see how this goes. So tell everyone who's listening to this, you got started in wrestling 5-6 years ago?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, numbers. 6 years ago now.
Oh,
yeah. In wrestling, you're in primary too. So
well, I debuted 6 years ago.
Debuted 6 years ago. You started training about 7 and 12.
Yeah.
So tell everyone about your early years. Tell everyone about your training. You trained at the PBW Academy. It was the Airdrie School.
Yeah, the Airdrie
TG
School.
Rage. Mm-hmm. Guys like Kid Fighter there. Noam Dar was there at the time. Kenny Williams. All these kind of guys coming through. Krieger, he debuted at the same show as you. So tell us about your early training. Tell us about your first show. If there's any funny stories, wire in. I keep hitting this point.
I'll take it right back to the start. So around about 2012 August it was. That was when I first heard about wrestling in Scotland. Not even just like wrestling near me, wrestling in Scotland. It was one of those ones where, because growing up we would watch like WWE, WCW and whatnot, you go, that's just something that you do when you go to America. So I just always assumed I would need to go to America if I ever wanted to do something like that. So I'd started I believe it was my second year in college then, but I was studying digital media, and it was one of my friends, because we were talking about the SummerSlam pay-per-view of that year, and one of my friends in the class was like, oh, so you like wrestling? And I was like, yeah, I love wrestling, great at watching it. And he was like, would you ever do it? And I thought he was like taking the piss out of me because I was the only girl in the class. Yeah, I was like, is he just like trying to hit on me and this is just going terribly wrong? and I kind of looked at him funny, doing that when the creepy guy at the bar, gets you a drink and you go, oh no.
We went on a night out together. Of course I was going to buy you a drink. Raging when she threw it at me.
I mean, I wasn't aiming for you directly, you just got in the way.
Fair enough. No, I'm not even mad.
But yeah, so we were talking about the pay-per-view that year. He asked me, would you ever train? And I was like, yeah, totally. Just a shame there's no schools any nearby. And my friend said to me, well, actually there is. And he told me about the PBW Academy. And at first he told me about the Barhead School. And either way I would have went, let's be honest. But that way I was like, that's a bit far away. And then he said, no, there's actually one round the corner from where you stay. And it was the Airdrie Leisure Centre at the time. And I only lived like a 5-minute walk away. So I took that as a sign that I had to go. So it took me a while because back then I was quite shy and I had very low confidence.
What?
I know.
Stop it!
Stop it! I was like, to be fair, you have to admit, I was very quiet when I first met you. You have to admit.
You stabbed me! No, I'm joking. You were actually, like, looking at, like, when I look back, when I first met you, all that time, oh my God, I'm so old. When I met you, you were just this totally shy wee lassie. And now look at you and I can't shut you up.
Oh no.
I've
That happens when
tried.
you become one of my best friends.
Get away from me, I don't even like you. You're basically my Wayne now.
Oh yeah, you're not a real mum.
How did you get on my Zoom? I was going to do ASMR. I couldn't do ASMR, I'm too loud. Anyway, right, on you go, keep on.
Well, so it took me a couple of weeks before I finally actually went to the PBW Academy. So I went along, and because, believe it or not, once again, I was that shy and had low self-esteem. When I met, so it was literally like I was the only girl there, and I have to. In fact, I need to correct that. The boy that told me about the training, it was his sister trained at the PBW Academy, so that was how I heard of it. And then I thought he was ribbing me, and I was going, no way, because it was computing I was doing. He went on the computer, went on the Facebook, typed it in. He was like, there you go, that's my sister in a photo in a match. And it was
Who was the
Shelley
sister?
Starr.
Shelley Starr. Christ, we're going back
Oh, I
now.
know. That's going back a while ago, isn't it?
Jeez, oh.
And
I've not heard that name in a few years.
Yeah. Oh, she's all right. Like, because I've not heard her in a long
Shelley,
time.
if you're listening, give us a message. We'll have you on the show at some point. You there?
Yeah.
Oh God,
But like the photo, and I distinctly remember this, the photo that I seen was her in a tag match with Mike Musso, and it was against Kaylee Ray, and it was either Davey Blaze or Chris Rampage. And that was the photos that I saw. That's going back a long time ago.
Again, yeah. Jeez, oh.
And so I believed them after that. It took me a couple of hours to build up the confidence to actually go to the school. But then I got there, and it was literally just Shelley that was the only girl there, and me, and that was it. So there was all these boys. Bearing in mind, when I first started training as well, Kenny Williams was still a trainee. So I was training alongside Kenny Williams. And
now look at him.
I know.
No, I'm joking.
So I said to TJ, because TJ came up to me. I actually laugh looking back on it now. So TJ came up to me and he was like, "Are you taking part today, or do you just want to sit and watch?" And I was like, "I'll just sit."
He asked you that now. You taking part today? No. All right. Okay. What do you mean? Fuck off.
I'm like, nah.
Nah, mate.
You're all right.
Came here for the crash mat.
So I sat and I watched him the first day, and then TJ came up to me, and I'll never forget this. TJ came up to me at the end of the day after I sat and I watched the whole session. It was 11 o'clock till 3 o'clock, and he came up to me and he asked, "Is this something you would like to pursue?" And I said to him, yes. And then the following week, that was when I started going to training consistently, and that's how I got started.
Good. Like, did you find, like, so you said you had Shelley Starr there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find having another girl there, like, good because it was supportive, or was she supportive? No, they were bad mouthing or anything. Because something like at that time there wasn't a lot of girls. Full stop.
Yeah.
Scottish wrestling. Like when I first started, it was Nikki, it was Nikki Storm, Kaylee Ray, Carmel Jacob, and Sarah Marie Taylor.
Yep.
And now two are in WWE. Mm-hmm. One's not long returned from her retirement, Sarah, and Carmel, she's still kicking about, she's still doing ICW and stuff. So back then, and we're talking, I'm in my 11th year, this is 11 years ago, so 5 years on from that, it's when you started training. Still wasn't that many girls. You had Viper, Jayla Dark, they all kind of came through, Kirsty Love, a lot of them. Lucy Cole, I think, had debuted around about the same time as you as well.
Yeah. She debuted in the March, I believe it was, and I debuted in the May. So
did you find having Shelley Starr there, or just having another girl there, to be something that kind of went, right, okay, I'm not the only girl here, that's a bit less intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get... Was that a contributing factor towards you starting training?
Oh yeah, 100%. To be honest with you, I probably still would have taken part even if I was the only girl, but
yeah.
I think it would have took me a little longer to get into the swing of things. But having another girl there and Shelley actually made it a lot easier, because I would see the things that she would do and I'd be like, oh, well, I could try that too. And it would be a little bit more encouraging. And yeah, I would absolutely agree. It made it less intimidating for me, and it brought me out my shell a little bit. And it helped me get to know the guys a lot better.
Good. I think, excuse me, just from what I've noticed, when girls start and they see it's an all-boys class, you can see them go, oh, right, oh, they're all going to batter me. No, and then when I started, the person who battered me the most was Nikki. Because she's mental. She's Noelle. Lovely person. Brutal. And then I remember when I had to hit her back, I stood there, because I was raised in a family of women, so I had to stand there and go, right, I'm going to hit you. She went, see, if you don't hit me, it's your for it. And I was like, oh yeah, poof! I nearly punched her in the face. And she just stared at me and went, right, you'll do. and then just proceeded to batter me.
Oh wow, I had like a similar experience because I was shy, and like the boys would be a little bit more easier on me, like they wouldn't want to hurt me in that, and I didn't know how to, I guess, process that and be like, guys, it's fine. And then I think it was Kaylee actually spoke to about it, and Kaylee was like, just tell them like to batter fuck out you, like you're there to learn the same as them. You're there to learn the same as them, so they better be battering fuck out you.
I know, you go on wrestled Kaylee once. It was me and Casey Owens against Kaylee and BT Gunn. And we all know BT is a proficient striker.
Oh yeah.
He's deadly with his chops and all that. I came out worse from what Kaylee did to me. But he's battering me about the ring, and then Kaylee just kind of punches me. But actually gave me she might have dislodged one of my teeth. Because I remember coming back and there's been a bit of blood coming out of my mouth. It was kid fight, because it was the camps. Kid fight's looking at me going, who did that? Was it Boo? I went, no, it was Kaylee. And he went, it sounds about right. Just kind of waddled away. He done the kid fight walk, but he just kind of, it's like a dad walk. He's no dad.
Yeah, yeah, the dad walk.
Right, so we've talked about you when you first started training. Any funny stories from your time between starting and before your first match? Anything pop out in your mind? Anything? Who was like big? Obviously, you had guys like TJ there, had guys like Kid Fight, Nomdar, really experienced guys, and you were training alongside guys like Krieger and Kenny Williams. Anybody else that pops into your mind right now that was a bigger help with you, influenced you a lot in your before your first match?
Well, actually, there was quite a few people.
You don't have to say me.
So,
you don't have to say me.
I wasn't going to say you because I don't need to boost that ego.
What ego? Remember, this is my fucking show.
It's like getting ready to release the hounds on me for saying that, you know.
Don't talk about Robert that way. And I thought you had cats.
But I have to say, a lot of my memories in training actually involve Krieger and Matt Tyson, Blue.
Oh, Big Blue.
Big Blue.
Big money.
And, that was my wee group. We're all a close knit family at training, but there's always that family mentality which I absolutely loved. I always say PBW was my second home, and yeah, but a lot of my memories in particular, when you say any early memories right away like that, I'm thinking Krieger and Matt right away, because Krieger started training a couple of months after me, and we kind of just hit it off, me, him, and Blue.
He's a really hard guy not to like, Krieger.
Yeah.
Matt, I used to work with Matt as well, as both of us being on shows, and Matt can sometimes be, he's got a hot head, so sometimes when he's angry, you're like, I'm going to go away. Krieger, I don't think I've ever seen angry.
Oh, like I always say about Krieger, whenever I'm describing him, like he's a wind-up merchant. That's the best way to describe him. He's a wind-up merchant. And he's just going to try and bam you up, and as soon as he finds something that annoys you, he's going to keep going, and he's just going to keep going.
100%.
But I love him for that.
Did anyone else anyone else kind of pop out, like helping with your training, giving you good, like outside of PBW? Is anyone
outside of PBW? Because I was going to say, obviously, there's TJ and Fito.
Yeah.
Of course, they really helped me, because when I got my confidence up with Airdrie, and it was I think this was around about the time that Ross was deciding to do Academy Attack. This is when this was in the works, and it would
because you were on the first one, weren't you?
No, I was on the second one.
Second one.
Yeah, because it was there was no girls except for Lucy Cole on the first one, but Lucy was only a valley at the time.
Yeah.
And so like whenever Academy Attack was getting near, I think it was like a month or two before every Academy Attack, and it's been a tradition ever since. If you were at Airdrie, TJ would go, right, I think you should go up to Barhead next week and show Vital what you can do and see if you can get on Academy Attacks. He gets the final say. And a lot of things get taken into factors with that. If you're at training every week, if you're out promoting, if you're out helping with shows, and that all gets taken into consideration.
Just what you're expected to really do when you start training, like.
That's it.
Yeah. You'll pay them, nobody's going to pay you.
That's it. You need to work for it. Like, if you're that passionate about it, it should not be a bother. That's how I see it. And I'll never forget this. So I was out promoting at Greenock, and there were a couple of us, and it was at the end of the day. It was a really hot day like this, in fact, and we ended up in the pub in Greenock, and we were all getting dinner.
Wrestlers in a pub.
Wrestlers in a pub. No.
What? Offended.
Nearly spat out your water.
Shh.
But so we were sitting in the pub, and Fito turned round to me, and he just went, "Congratulations." And I said, "What for?" And he went, "You're going to be on Academy Attack next month. Well done. Congratulations." And he told me that in the pub, and I'll never forget that. So Greenock's where I found out that I was getting my debut.
In a pub in Greenock. Only
in
wrestling.
a pub in Greenock.
Like, only
and I'll
wrestling.
Never forget that.
Only Fito as well would turn around. Aye, congrats. What are you talking about? Aye. You're doing Academy Attack. Well done. Go buy me a pint.
Aye, well deserved. Now go get me a pint.
Get the Doug a pint. Well, the Doug doesn't use what he drinks now.
I'm trying.
Right.
Because the question was, because as usual, on a tangent, usual. Foreshadowing for anyone listening, you know that's going to happen quite a lot in the chat. But
I trained her how to do that.
No,
Billy Connolly syndrome.
It's like, oh, shiny. What were we talking about?
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
So we're talking about ham and eggs. But, no, I'm kidding.
I like green eggs and ham. Do you like green eggs and ham?
I don't know if I can answer that and have this go on YouTube. Right, so influences outside of PBW before you.
Okay, so out with PBW. So I have to say, like, do you mean like recently as well, or like back then?
Well, yeah. Do you know what? Right, we'll encompass the whole thing. Who have been your kind of outside influences just throughout your whole career, like from your start of your training till present day? We'll encompass that.
Out with the PBW Academy, because typically I'm going to say TJ, Vital, Kaylee, etc.
Yeah.
So I would say all of them. But in terms of out with the PBW Academy, I would actually say, of course I'm going to say her, my wrestler ma, Jayla Darks.
Big Mammy.
Big Mammy. That's it.
My
Mammy. And I would say Jayla, because other than yourself, as you know, if I needed advice with anything in wrestling, like the first time I was doing my merch, for example, like when I was bringing out those t-shirts, and I went there and I was like, how much should I do them for?
It's like £300. Take their money.
It's just like $1 billion.
1 million.
With pinky up and everything.
But
yeah, anytime I had any sort of questions in regards to wrestling, like with the etiquette and whatnot, especially if it's companies, especially when I was starting to venture out with my home company and I wasn't sure of anything, I would always go to Jayla. And of course you would know that too, like that would go to you. I'm not just saying that because I'm in the chat with him. I'm not just saying that, like, as
we met really early on in your career, and there was that.
Yeah.
In my head, thinking I was 5 years in, thinking I was 35 years in, going, there's something about her, and you're a very easy person to get along with.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of one of those ones where I'm going, no, if she needs help, I'll give her as much help as I can. I still do that to this day, to my detriment. But it's always quite funny how like me and Jayla, I should say, like being best friends. We started within the same week, and now knowing that we've got basically a wrestle weigh-in together, which I find really funny because we call each other our soulmate, which upsets her husband to no end, and it upsets my partner to no end. Because both of them turn around and go, oh, we're your soulmate, and both me and her go, no. Saint's my soulmate and Dark's my soulmate. So.
Being pretty selfish.
Yeah, but it's quite funny that we're your WrestleManda. So we always get a message, and like sometimes she'll message me going, Emily messaged you? She did, What she messaged you about? I told her to fuck off. Did you say? Okay. Right, so.
That seems to be the hierarchy. Like, I'll message you guys. Like, for example, when I was starting to get into my character development, like later on in my wrestling career, and I was asking you things because I knew that you were like the promos and stuff. So I'd be like, "Is this all right for a promo?" And you'd be like, "Yes, okay, you can do this and that." And then I would go to Jayla and I'd be like, "Right, so is this all right for a promo? This is what Chris said."
She went. Listen to half of. How many times have you introduced me going, this is Christopher saying, he means well? I'm like, Emily, that's my ma.
I'm like, what's happening, Agnes?
Leave my granny out of this.
I love your gran, you know that.
My gran's your spirit animal, which is quite weird to say.
Anytime he tells me a story about his gran, I have to sit down and I go, I'm listening. No matter what, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll go, I'm listening.
Sad thing is, I've seen you stop mid-meal. We'll be talking, I'll be talking to someone else and go, so I was talking to my gran the other day and you just hear a fork hit the plate and I turn around and she's just sitting there bolt upright. Tell me more. Like, you know this one? Tell it again.
Tell it again. Tell it again.
Right. So we'll move on. So we've talked about. Tell us about your very first match. Tell us about your first match. Who was in it? It was a Academy Tag 2. I'm going to, if I'm wrong, tell me because I'm going to guess. It was a mixed tag.
Yes.
And you were tagging with JD Bravo.
Yes.
Against Switch and Lucy Cole.
That is it. Ding, ding, ding. Well done.
I didn't even look that up. Encyclopedia, mate.
Well done.
Right, so tell us about it. How did you feel? Right, so we'll go from, see the moment where you're standing at the curtain and your music's playing.
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your head?
Oh my God.
Keep
Going
the
through
swearing
my
to a
head
minimum.
was, please don't die. And in the words of RuPaul, don't fuck it up. I wish I was joking, but I was not.
I think that's the general thought of every person that comes through a new show. Their first show. I mean, my first show was, I had Scott Rennick standing next to me because he was in the next match. No, he wasn't. He was doing a run-in at the end of mine. And he was standing there and he's like, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. Just don't die. And I'm sitting there going, I can't do it. It was in my hometown, living next to me, and I tried to run away. So my first entrance on a show, because I'd done like our like Source's version of Academy Attack, which was fine because that's a little unit, but this was like a full crowd. He grabbed me, threw me through the curtain. So my first entrance is me stumbling and then going, "Come on, guys!"
Oh,
back in the days of me being a good guy.
It's funny because that's exactly the same as me, because I was a baby face when I debuted.
It's weird, isn't it, when you look back and go, "My God, they like us." Well, actually, no, because they like you now, because of like a toaster. But we'll get to that. Right, so you're now through the curtain. You're now in the match. How was it? How did it go? Tell if there's anything funny.
Oh my goodness!
The good things, the bad things, the ugly things.
All I can remember is the bad and ugly things. I forgot one spot, and me and Lucy were looking at each other in the match like, spaghettios. And that was my bad. That was not on Lucy. That was my bad. That one.
But it's your first match, you come into your match and you've done training matches, you've done all these different things. You try and put yourself into that scenario, and then you get there and. Okay, Academy Attack isn't one of PBW's biggest shows. It's not like the Eldridge shows, the Greenock shows. But you're still in that environment, and you're sitting going, "Huh!" And it's worse when it's Academy Attack because it's it's like your family's there, your pals be like outside of wrestling are there, so you're sitting going, "Huh, fuck, and then you forget. Yeah, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And then, so is that kind of moment for you where you just looked at each other and going?
Yeah, basically, I'm looking at Lucy with the deer in headlights look, and I just remember, I remember like going, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
That was your whole entrance. just pull my hair, I'll be fine.
And,
or if you're in a match with me, I'll poke you in the eye, you'll be fine.
It was the hope spot, I forgot, so it wasn't as bad. So I remembered like the shine and all of that. But
you remember the main bits?
I remembered the main bits, but then me and Lucy had to do the double down, and we practiced it. You know where this is going. We practiced it a million times, and it was the double down, and it's like I hate to be sexist, but it's always girls that do it. And the girls jump in midair and they grab each other and slam each other down. And
I've done that!
Normally girls do it though. And I'd love to see guys doing that actually. That'd be quite funny.
I think me and E.G. Mackey done that.
That sounds about right.
Aye.
That sounds about right.
Years ago.
I was either going to say you and Mackey or you and Dee for some reason.
Me and DCT. No, when me and DCT wrestle, we just we'll have all this big plan and then go in, punch the shit out of each other. I'm fairly certain at one point it was just me and him punching each other in the face. But it was punch. I'm going to punch you back. Punch. I'm going to punch your dad. Punch. I'll punch your mom. Punch. I'll punch your dog. Punch. I've not got a dog. What? There's no way we can take it any other way than punching each other. But right.
Yeah.
So, did you win the match?
No, we lost. Because we were piss break.
Can't say that now.
I'm calling it how it is. We were piss break. And to be fair, Lucy deserved to go over because I burst her face. Once the double down, I burst her face.
Now, I'm going to tell one story about that night. I wasn't even there. You know where I'm going with this.
I think I
did. Who talked to you after the match? Who was there? So very drunk.
I said to who, sorry?
Who was there? Who was talking to you after the match?
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby. Big Bobby Roberts. Now, I'm not going to go into full detail about the... You know the story?
Yeah, but are you going to tell it right now?
Oh, no, because I've got Bobby coming on in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to have Bobby tell that story. Oh, no, 100%.
Make him tell that story.
Definitely. But I remember him telling me this. I think it was a few weeks later, and he tells the story all the time now. But I think you went up to him and went, "Oh, what did you think of the match? Blah, blah, any feedback?" And him, being very, very drunk, just went, "Aye, your gear look good," and just wandered away.
Oh my god, so there was a bunch of them all on, because there was like a balcony in the venue for where Academy Attack used to be.
Yeah.
There was a balcony, and I didn't know this until the last minute, but there was like all you source motherfuckers up in there.
Right, I wasn't there. Right.
You weren't there. I'll say that. You weren't there. But it was like, I came out and I'm doing like the babyface thing, like high five. I'm like, yeah, let's go, guys. Yeah, generic babyface.
We are the Rockers. Because everybody just goes to the Rockers.
I'm like Marty Jannetty, you know, like just happy to be there.
Why is Toastie Shawn Michaels?
Why not? At this point, like, he's the reason why I'm getting over, you know.
Can't wait to see you go through a barbershop window.
That's probably how me and him are going to break up. But that's right.
I mean, if it doesn't, it's not even worth it anymore.
But it's got like unicorns painted on it.
But, right, so move on. So from there, let's just talk, because we could go through the whole 6 years, but let's know, because like we'll be here all day.
We'll be here all day. Let's get to the interesting part.
Right. My favourite part of any wrestling is the road stories. I could listen to road stories all day. I could tell road stories all day.
You have been a part of a lot of my road stories.
I know, so I know what you're going to tell. But I want to hear your version, and then I'm going to tell them what actually happened.
Right. So we're going to tell both our versions. I have to clarify, when you say road stories, you mean like actually in the venues and then matches and stuff like that as well?
Just any stories from wrestling shows. Can be in the match, can be travelling up, can be in the lavvy of the service station going up. That's not actually one of the stories, I'm just picking something. Emily does not do things in toilets.
For the right price, I might...
It's not that kind of show. For the right price, you'll kick in the door and go, "Nerd!" and run away.
I just go, no, run away.
If you're desperate for a poo, she'll give you a fright. Just be sitting there, boo! Then
like, what do you call her, the drag queen?
Sharon Needles.
Boo! No, not that one. Hayden, that's in the latest season. She's like, boo!
Oh, is that the one who's got shorter legs than I do?
Yeah. I should have opened with that.
Well, I know.
Well, in hindsight now.
The one I'm sitting there going, why is that egg wearing a hat? That's just like an egg wearing a hat.
And then she's like, oh. And you go, the egg top.
That's not scrambled. It's poached. Oh, I can't get it. Right, road stories.
Right, I've got quite a few. So, like, I have to say first of all, any sort of a shenanigans when I've been in the car with you, Bobby, and Benny.
That's Christmas Bob and Oz, Big Benny, or as we are collectively known, Unity.
Yes, Unity.
I don't know why I did the hand signal, because it's an audio.
I'll do it as well. Give it to me, baby.
Give it to me, baby.
You know, I've got Robert singing that now.
I've got Billy singing it and he hates it.
Me and Robert will just look at each other randomly and just go, give it to me, baby.
And then we'll leave it there, because we don't need to hear about how we used to do foreplay.
Our foreplay is playing Legend of Zelda, it seems.
14 hours!
14
after
hours
that, I'd be like, after 14 hours, if he even came near me, I'd be like, get away from me. Don't touch me.
Just like, got my stick and I'm like, back off!
Throw a cat on.
I'll throw one of the cats.
Stories.
Right, so one of the ones that I always tell people is because it was you and Bobby and Benny that introduced me to that Adam Sandler song, and I have let everyone and anyone hear that because I think it's the funniest song ever.
I don't know if we can talk about that.
All I'm gonna say about the song is it's called At a Medium Pace. Listen to it.
Oh my God.
And basically, any road trip that we go on, that's the song that comes on, and we all just sing it. And I'm pretty sure
We know it word for word now.
We know it word for word. And anytime like Bobby's like testing the mics at respect, I steal the mic off him and sing it at a medium pace. And he's not amused.
He's not amused because you try and sing the really crude part and his 6-year-old's there.
All
Take
I
that
want
shampoo
to do
bottle.
is the delivery guy line and then I'm happy.
What?
All I want to say is the pizza delivery guy line and I'm happy. And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh no.
And then I do that smell that I always do and I hand him the mic back and I walk away. And Bobby.
Because if you drop it, he goes off his nut.
Right.
Are you telling the one about Keith Ness?
Oh, we are going into the Keith Ness stories, don't you worry. I've actually got it wrote down in front of me which stories exactly I'm going to tell.
Oh no. Is there a Karate Kid one?
Oh, yes, that is one. I've actually got wrote down karate story.
Right, we need to start with that one now.
Right.
This is the only time I've properly broken a match.
Oh no,
Proper.
we're going to get into the other time where you proper broke. We'll get into that, and you're going to start laughing again when you remember. Oh, it was the same match.
Right, on you go. Tell
so the karate
avid
story,
3 listeners.
The karate story is basically, it was the first time we did the Scene Birds, wasn't it?
Yep, debut of the Scene Birds.
We debuted the Scene Birds, and we were tagging against Lucha DS and Sammy Joe.
Yes.
And I just thought, I looked at Chris and I thought, I'm going to try and break you in this match.
I think you did you not threaten to do it?
Yeah, I threatened before we went out and I turned around to you and I was like, I'm going to break you. Take this out what you will.
I'm sitting going, no you will, mate. Shut up, you're no funny.
And I've tried like many a time and it's just not worked. So during this match, I start flinging my legs up and doing kicks. I start making the Bruce Lee noise and I'm going, wah, and all that. And
I'm at no point, all I've heard is you going, wah, whoa, ha! And I turn around and go, what? And you go.
So after Chris turns around to me and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I know karate. And he goes, no you don't. And then I respond with, I took a class. And then he went, no you didn't. And I looked at him dead in the eye and I went, I watched Karate Kid before we came up.
I fell out the ring laughing. Like, it's the only time when it wasn't even like I could cover my mouth because I was too busy holding onto my stomach. I had to roll out the ring. I think it was during Lucha's entrance.
It was.
What? It's just him going, Lucha, Lucha, and then there's just me in the background.
That's when I know I'm on a winner. That's when I know I'm on a winner with you, when you do your and I'm like,
it's when you get the Edna Krabappel laugh.
Yeah.
It's just me going, ha! It's like, oh God, he's...
Like,
what was the other thing that broke me?
Right. So in that match, because
God, I remember.
Yeah, do you remember? Here we go.
You need to put context. You need to put context. Well, that's it. Well, do you want me quickly to put the context into this?
You put the context together for us.
So before we did this match, so obviously we were the heel tag teams, debut of the Sensational Scene Birds. We did a promo, and it was us in the car. And the whole concept of the promo was we were lost. We didn't know how to get to Wick. So we were in Lochwinnock. We're filming the promo, and the whole thing is just about how Emily's led us to the wrong place, and we're looking about. And I think there's one part in the promo, you can see me trying not to laugh in the promo, because it's just you standing in front of a field going, look, Wick! And I'm like, what you doing? Because we don't plan our promos, we just go.
Oh yeah, we just go, and we try and make each other laugh. Because when we were making the Scene Birds, that was the first thing we said. We were like, we just want to have fun with it.
It just needs to be fun. It needs to be a laugh.
Yeah.
It needs to be. We need to get me, you, and Darren doing an interview.
Oh yeah.
If we get Darren in, it'll be fun. Like,
Yeah.
Because it would just be me and you talking. Like every promo, me and you talking, then he says something fly, and one of us buckles because only one of us heard it.
Oh, that's one of my funny stories as well. That one where we were doing the promo and we done it like the intervention. And then we get Daryl to talk, and Daryl just popped. We looked at each other and we burst out laughing. And it was Daryl decided to do his best Teddy Long impression. He was like, "Dollar, dollar."
Did we not send that one? We said that one, I think it was to Bobby for respect.
We sent that to Bobby for respect.
And he just replied, no. Right, so...
He filmed that!
What?
He filmed that! And
Oh, he
that's the
did?
one we sent.
That's
And
right,
he
I was like, we just won't use that one. So we filmed this promo. So the whole lead up to it is basically Sammy and Lucha slagging us for not knowing where we're going. And I'll let you go.
Right.
And tell the
So,
story.
so Sammy came up to me in my square north and she goes, "Emily, do you even know where we are?" And she's like, "You're in Caithness, it's not Loch Winnock." So...
A cracking Sammy Joe impression, by the way. Just
Oh yeah, top notch.
top notch.
That's my career for after I retire from wrestling. I'm going to go into impressions. Like, do you want to hear my John Wayne impression?
Alright, on you go quickly.
Howdy, pilgrims!
Stick to your day job.
John Wayne in the first Thanksgiving, pilgrims!
You can't even do Peter Griffin doing John.
I can't even do that.
Right, so you're squaring off, you're looking at each other, she's like, "You're in Caithness."
In Caithness. I'm sorry, Sammy.
I'm not.
So I turned round, and I think I was doing like the pouty lip to you. And I looked at you. I looked at you like straight, like not laughing or anything. And I looked you dead in the eye, and I said, "It's not my fault. I'm dyslexic."
Gone, fell off the apron.
You literally went like that.
Fell off the
apron.
apron.
I had to do a walk around the ring.
I literally walked past Lucha, did I not?
He done a full lap around the ring and then finally came back and just went,
I hate you so much.
"No, you don't. You tolerate me."
You're alright.
Yeah, alright.
Excuse me. Oh my god, that was funny.
Oh.
I can remember it was other daft stories of just us together. There's so many pictures, like there's some cracking stories with me, you and Daryl.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's so many. Just I was looking back at some of the pictures today before we started the interview because I was just like, things I need to talk about. And then it's the one of us in McDonald's of just coming out of McDonald's. And I don't know why I bought the three of us McFlurries. It was just
because it was
hot.
boiling. Yeah.
I think I had a load of gigs or something that, and I was just like, "I've got money, I'll buy everything," because I'm an idiot. When I'm skint, I'm like, "I bought you all this stuff." I think that's why I do it. So when I'm skint, I can go, "Remember I bought you this?" Johnny was a McFlurry. I was like, doesn't matter. Anyway, we were standing outside, and for some reason we were trying to do a bit more social media on the Instagram and stuff. So we said, "Can you take us a picture with the three McFlurries?" Daryl's not heard this and just started eating away, but he's standing next to us, and it's just it's the joy in his face when he's eating it.
Oh yeah.
It's
so wholesome.
Do you know the way it just like I looked at it and I actually felt myself go, he was so happy that day. And then we went and had a terrible match.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But like the thing about the photo was because we didn't know that he was pulling that face. And I looked at the photos, I think it was either JD or Bobby, and we got the camera back, we got the phone back, and we looked at it, and then me and you looked at each other, and we're like, "Daryl, you know we're taking a photo, right?"
And he says, "Oh, we'll do it again." I was like, "No, We're keeping that.
We're putting that in the Seinbird scrapbook.
That's what it was, the Seinbird scrapbook.
Did you came up with the idea? And you said to us? Plus, it's good to have memories like that.
It's getting like, the one thing I've learned from isolation is I want to take more photos.
Yeah.
Because I've got a wee collection of photos on my wall in my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's just random wee things. I think Bobby printed some off and one of my friend's mums printed a load of other ones off from drag. So I've got all these nice memories, a nice wee collage. And there's something that the McFlurry picture might be up there. No, it isn't. I'm definitely getting that one. And then there's like the picture of me, you and Bobby and Keith Ness, and it's just the one you don't like because you sit and go, that was about 3 stone ago, and I'm like, well, do you know what? It's a nice picture. Sure.
Oh, aye. No, I like that one because that was when I was going through that rough time, and because I got that weekend away with you guys, so it actually helped a lot. So I like that one because of that.
Then I got in an argument with certain people and wasn't allowed to sleep in houses.
Oh dear.
Christopher saying getting into arguments with people. The world's gone mad.
Pass Christopher the torch, he's ready to burn a bridge.
See, to be fair, I did not burn that bridge.
No, alright, I'll give you that one.
That was not me. We'll get into that in another interview. But so any other stories, not Seinbird related ones, because I don't want this to sound like, oh, Saints just brought his pal on to pick him up.
Oh right, no. So I've actually got 2 other ones in wrestling, funny road story ones that have made me laugh. So one of them involves Jayla, and it was during her last match with me in Scotland.
That's right.
And so just to put a little bit of context with it for the ones that might not know. So me and Jayla were feuding that was the best part of a year we were feuding, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long time, it was W3L.
Yeah. And because I think Jayla had told us about a year ahead that she was gonna retire. And me and Jayla really wanted to go into a programme together before she hung up her boots. So W3L were kind enough to let us go into a feud together. And so I had the belt for a little while, I dropped it to Jayla, and then they had me chasing the belt for a little while. And then it was to get to the pinnacle, which was Resolution. And Musso asked Jayla and me if we would like to do a stipulation for the match. And we said, yeah, sure. And Musso asked us, what about a street fight? And we're like, yeah, totally for that. But then me and Jayla looked at each other and we thought to ourselves, well, we had a conversation about it, and you know how conversations with Jayla go. So we looked at each other and we were like, it's a, yeah, and we looked at each other and we went, family friendly show, yep. W3L as well, yep. Street fight, yep. Comedy one, yeah.
I remember, because why couldn't I make it? Because I said I was going to try and be there, and I couldn't make it.
I think you had a drag gig.
I did, that's right, I had a drag gig. And it was one of those ones where I was like, I can't turn down this money.
I think it was when you started getting booked in the Hard Rock Cafe doing soap. I think that's what it was.
No, I remember what it was the Ginger Rogers gig, and that's a lot of money.
The Ginger Rogers one, that's what it was.
Yeah, they're quite well paying. So I was like, that's my rent. Can't do it, sorry guys, I'll watch later. And I watched it later, and watching you two run about with fucking lightsabers. And
yep. That's exactly where I was going with that. So, in typical fashion of me and Jayla, we thought, let's film a promo. So, her husband, Scott, who is a whiz kid when it comes to filming and editing, I cannot recommend
fantastic.
He's who I go to for all my promos now. Other than the ones that I filmed at home for obvious reasons. But I went to Scott for advice on what to do for filming and that, which is why my qualities actually went up recently. And just
for anyone that's interested, his company's called Shooter Productions. We'll put a wee link to them underneath the comments or the description if anyone's interested. They do a lot. He does a lot of work with like Gallus in WWE, NXT, UK. Kenny Williams does a lot of work with a lot of different people, and he's fantastic at what he does. And I know exactly which promo you're talking about. So.
Yep, you know exactly which promo. So it's like kind of a two stories in the one that you're getting here. So me and Jayla, because me and Jayla have been talking about for a while about doing a promo for W3L, and we were like, let's do something funny. And I said to her, I wanted to spoof Love Actually, and I wanted to do it where I turned up at our house, and I had the signs. Like the bit with Andrew Lincoln at the end of Love Actually, and then Lindsay took it like one step further, and she was like, "Yeah, do you know what you should do? You should take that playing in the background." And I was like, "What song?" And she was like, "Back for Good," and we just looked at each other and we knew it was gold.
I remember Jayla briefly telling me about this. Like, she kind of gave me a rough overview, and you know that look she gets in her eyes where she knows something's going to be really funny.
Yeah, she has that twinkle.
Yeah, you can just hear her go, "This is what we've got planned. This is going to be funny." And I'm just looking at her going, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm on board with this 193%. She went, "Do you even want to hear how it ends?" "No, I might watch it. I don't care." But you filmed that.
Oh, so we filmed that in so many, like even we just filming so many shenanigans. Like we were trying to get the shot and the promo for when she gets the note flung at her to open to look out the window. At one point I just smacked her in the face with it. And you know, you hear it's me and Scott in the background laughing, and Lindsay's just like at the camera like, "What just happened?" And then eventually we got the shot. Eventually, and the whole promo is me with my signs, and I'm like making it out as if I'm trying to like win over Jayla, and I'm like, "I miss you. I want you back." And then I'm putting like deliberate like spelling errors, and I'm putting like letters backwards and stuff.
Deliberate.
Going with the dyslexic thing because I'm dyslexic. I'm not really. Emily's dyslexic, but I'm not. But so I'm writing like, "You complete me," and then she's looking down at me, and she's like, "You complete me," and I'm like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Sorry, spelling mistake," and then I flip it over and it's still not spelled right, and I've got it like crossed out. It says like "complete," and I'm giving it the thumbs up, like, "Yeah, got it this time." And then eventually she's like, "But you talking about me?" And I'm like, "No, the belt." And then we got this shot, and it was super. It was Jayla's face that sold it for me, and she's looking that poker straight face that she does, and she's looking at the camera from the window, and she's holding up the belt, and she just goes and shuts the curtains. She just shuts the curtains.
My favourite part is the end when it's he's advertised. So he's doing all that. He's advertised the match, and then it's like a Marvel movie. There's a bit right at the end. You have to stay till the end. You're just sitting on her steps, and she just opens the door and went, "I'm phoning the police and watching you nearly fall trying to run away." You go, "Oh no!" When
it was I tried to jump. So I tried to jump the steps at her, you know, the steps I'm talking about. And I stumbled as I fell, and I was like, "Ooh."
But it made it funnier because it's just you frantically trying to get away because it was just how monotone. Sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say, and then I distinctly remember shouting, "You can't catch me," and doing the Phoebe Buffet run.
That's right. But what made it really funny for me is because Jayla Jayla's kind of similar to me because she has total mum tone.
Yeah.
I have total dad tone.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we've ended up your parents, because there's times where she'll give you into trouble and I'll be like, "It's fine, don't worry about it. Just do it anyway." And then there's times I'm going, "Don't you do that!" And then she's sitting there going, "Saint, shut up!" and slaps me. But it's just her going, "Emily, I'm phoning the police." I was just like, that's a mum right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally, 100%. So, we actually got, like, there was, like, a couple of people, and they were like, "But it's a street fight. Don't understand why you did, like, a funny promo." And we're like, "We advertised the match, didn't we? We promoted the match, didn't we?"
The thing is, like, you can stand there, and there's so many people that turn around and like, I'll use a different promo. See the one where we got lost, that Kate Nev promo. More people talk to me about that promo than anyone that I've done just standing in front of a wall shouting at someone.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favourite promos I've ever done, because it was so stupid, because I had so much fun, was when I dressed up as Bobby. Do you remember?
Yes.
I dressed up as Bobby, had the neck brace. It was his big return match. I keep hitting this mic, so I'm sorry if it comes up weird. I put like t-shirts and hoodies and so many things I had to put. I was trying to get the same size.
Layers under there.
So many. And then the thing people talk about the most and still bring up to me sometimes is when I pulled out a cake from my pocket and went, I'm Bobby Roberts and I keep confectionery treats in my pocket. And then just laid it on a ring and just went, I'll get to you later. And then just continued and had like, oh, it was so stupid. Like, those kind of promos, like you can stand in front of a wall and you can tell an amazing story. Some people are amazing. Jake Roberts could sit in a seat and lead you on a journey.
Yeah.
But see, if you're going to do something, and you're going to have fun, and if you're going to film it with someone that has fun, like, people are going to remember that more because you're going to say, like, I still have the image of you running away in my head, and the image of Jayla closing the curtains. So it's that. It's just that whole stupidity of it all.
Yeah.
It makes it brilliant. And you're advertising a street fight.
Yeah.
That's where people go, what kind of matches? Oh, they're going to batter each other with weapons. What? Is it?
Yeah.
And that's what it's that confusing that makes people go, I want to watch this match now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget that. But right, tell us about the match.
So we had like a lot of like typical street fight stuff planned. This was my first street fight as well, so that's what made the match all the more special for me. Because and I said it to her after the match backstage as well, and I'm pretty sure I said it to you as well when me and you were talking.
You were nervous. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I was so nervous because it was my wrestling last match in Scotland, so I wanted to make her proud, and
she failed.
I failed miserably. She told me after that.
Emily, me and Jayla could try and disown you, and you keep coming back. You go, I've got a toaster now. Do you love me? It's like, no, get away from me.
So scrappy.
Make me toast.
He doesn't even make me toast, so.
Because you don't plug him in. That sounds dirty. Anyway, right.
He's not anatomically correct.
Wait, I'm so confused. Right, anyway, tell us about the match.
So we had like a lot of the typical like street fight stuff planned because I said to Jayla, like, I really wanted to make a good impression with it. So we did a couple of chair spots. We did, and fun enough, we joke about this as well. So we did a spot where she set up the chairs and she looked like she was going to suplex me into them, but then I eventually suplexed her right onto the floor. And we both lay on the floor and we're like, you okay? Yeah, you okay? That was so much comfier than taking a bump in that ring.
Right, this is not. This isn't us bad mouthing W3L in any way. W3L is a fantastic company. Love working with them. If you're up in the Fife area, anyway, if you anywhere like that, go up and see their shows. They're amazing. But the ring is solid.
Yeah.
It's just agony sometimes. And now, every time I always go, nothing bad's going to happen to me, gets chucked off the top rope onto it. And I'm like, I've kind of get used to it now. Because, like, the first time, because Bobby told me about it, you told me about it, and Jayla told me about it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'll be fine. Go hit the floor, and went, I think I've been shot. But anyway, so you've suplexed her on the floor. It's a comfy bump.
It's a comfy bump. But before that, we did a spot because, as everyone knows, and if you don't know, shame on you, do your research. Jayla absolutely loves Star Wars. So we figured we have to get a Star Wars spot in there somehow.
Definitely.
And we both reached this wonderful conclusion of, let's get lightsabers. It's a street fight. We can hit each other with lightsabers. So we had a lightsaber fight and a street fight. To the extent that we had a spot planned, and then we had to go off the cuff at this point because she broke my lightsaber. the
genuine
lightsaber, the tube went flying.
The genuine sadness in your voice there. She broke my leg.
I was so sad. Granted, I got it for like a £5, but that's beside the point. It's like, so basically we found out a £5's worth of a cheap lightsaber that you could probably buy at like a fireworks.
Don't take it in a street fight.
Don't take it in a street fight, and don't go against Jayla with a replica lightsaber.
I wouldn't go against Jayla with a real one.
Oh, I know. So we had to quickly improv that bit, because I looked and I was like, because I literally only have the handle, like I have no tube to the lightsaber, and I'm looking at the handle and I'm like, I'll pretend I'm gonna hit her with it anyway, because the whole point is supposed to be that, like, I'm lifting it over my head as if I'm going for like the final blow, and then she stops me. Like the iconic scene that you always see in Star Wars, where it's like they're doing lightsaber fighting and they stop each other and it's like the struggle. We were gonna do that, but I just went for it anyway with just this little measly handle, and it worked out fine.
And I remember watching it back and seeing that bit happen and just going, oh no. And it's just your face when you're holding nothing but a handle and you just go, ah! And then she hits you with it or something, and it's just you. It's so funny. Right. So, we've talked about some of your funny moments in wrestling, your starts in wrestling. What do you want to do next? Because obviously we're in isolation now. You're doing all the social media stuff. You're doing Advice Beach, Tweet Beach, Wrestle Beach.
A lot of beaches.
You've got beaches. Yeah. It's the only beaches that are around that don't have loads of people on them right now. Why did I just do the meanie dance? Anyway, for those listening at home, if you just heard a jangle, it's my bangles. It's my bracelets because I've just done the meanie dance for no reason.
It's very entertaining.
So you're keeping yourself really busy now. A lot of people are keeping themselves busy now. Mm-hmm. Like, when we get back to shows, what is your aim? What is the kind of thing you want to do? Is there any particular company you want to work for? Like, we know right now you're working for W3L, Respect Pro Wrestling, Uproar Championship Wrestling, loads of other places. Like, you're kind of working for Fierce Females. Kind of. You don't really work there.
Emily Gear Solid's kind of working our way back in there.
Emily Gear Solid is fantastic because I know how clumsy a person you are. So the fact that I watched you manage to sneak into a venue once every couple of months is fantastic, because I'm sitting there.
I with a cardboard box that was constructed with 4 or 5 cardboard boxes put together to fit me.
And no one noticed. And then when they tackled it, you weren't there. I was sitting going, bravo, bravo, Hayden, bravo. If I was there, I'd had you kicked out ages ago. Aye. Anyway.
Oh, when you used to be general manager. Oh, you would have been more on top of things if you were still general manager. However, the security, as I keep saying on Twitter, they got nothing on Stealth Beach.
They don't. But the thing is, I also know you don't keep your phone on silent, so I'd just phone you and make sure I know where you are. Emily, where are you?
The phone goes off and it's Metal Gear Solid tune.
It's just me looking at you going,
and I'm like,
all I hear in the background, Hayden! Be proud of me, because I know nothing about games, and I knew that reference.
Round of applause.
Emily tries to talk to me about games sometimes, and I look at her blankly like she's just farted. Because sometimes she has.
It's like, you'll be like, we'll be having like a conversation, and it'll be like, what are you up to? And you'll be like, oh, I'm just getting ready for Rare, or I'm just getting ready to do a drag performance, blah, blah, blah. What about you? Oh, I'm starting playing this game on the PS4, and it's like even over Messenger, you can see that the hazes went over my eyes. Yeah. You try to talk to me about it, and I'm just staring at you, and somebody will go, is he listening? And even you go, no, I'm going to tell him about it anyway. It might soak in subconsciously. So what's the plan for when you're done? Not when you're done, when isolation's done, not when you're done, Christ. Oh, you've still got years left. I think about that. Well, I've got quite a few hopes for the future. One of them is I really want to do intergender matches. I've spoken to you about this before, in fact. I've always wanted to do an intergender match. I got a little bit of a taster for that. I think it was when, I think it was Respect. We got to do a tag match. and we asked Bobby if it was okay to make it an agenda, and he said yeah.
Yeah. That's right. It was our showcase.
Showcase, that's what it was, and I'm pretty sure Full Tilt lit us as well. We asked Polly if we could do an agenda for the 6-man that we did.
I think the way we asked Polly was, Polly, am I allowed to punch the bird?
That was exactly how you asked. I was just trying to be nice about it. But yeah, he went up to the promoter, Polly, shouted to Polly, and he said, Polly, can I punch the bird? And Polly just went, yeah.
She's standing next to me going, the bird? I'm like, you? She's like, all right. I'm like, you're weird, I like you. I did the whole entrance.
Just kind of, she paused for a minute and went, okay.
Do you remember the entrance for that match? It was me, you, and it was meant to be Daryl, but it ended up being Joe Wade instead.
Yeah.
And it was us against Crash Boat. And us doing the entrance. And for some reason, I decided I was going to try and be like a whiny Terry Funk and try and throw a fire extinguisher in the ring. And then you knock a kid's glasses off. Not even accidentally. You just go,
yeah,
just rub them off his face. And then I'm picking fights with everybody. And then the whole start of the match was me going, I'm going to punch the girl! I'm going to punch the girl!
You're revving yourself up for that.
I was so excited. And then I gave her the worst clothesline ever.
It looked like a fair play to her. I'm gonna say fair play to Natalie. She was the first person to take the Tony Danza off of me and you, because you and Daryl had done it before. Yeah, you and Daryl had done it before, but I hadn't done it with either of you guys yet.
And you were raging that you hadn't had to do it, and then I went, I think it was during the thing, and I went, do I just hit the Tony Danza today? And the joy in your face going, we get to do it! We get to do it!
Because I was so excited, because I wanted to shout "Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza" before we did it, and we did. And then we shouted it after, and we high-fived and did like the Grinch thing, we did
it. And then I think I just got tackled out of the ring or something, and then we lost.
You did, you launched out the ring, and then I get face planted at the
But we got our move. I got to hit the girl, and you got to hit the move. That's all. I think that was the only thing we were going into that match going, as long as we get to do these two things, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that was it. That was literally, and I think we actually said that when we were planning, and we were just like, as long as we get to do Tony Danza, and he gets to hit the girl, we don't care.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we want.
Female battery is all we wanted. Because we're both hitting the girl. Both put an alley. I love that. Do you know what? I might get her on the show and try and talk to her about that match. So you've said you've got a few hopes going in. You want to do intergender matches. What's next for Wrestle Beach? What's next?
What's next? You mean like what other goals?
Yeah, what other things? What else? We've seen Wrestle Beach, we've seen Tweech Beach, we've seen Advice Beach. Is there going to be another form of beach? Because at this point, you're kind of like Eevee from Pokemon. You just evolve into all these different things.
Oh yeah, Eevee's actually one of my favourite Pokemon, so I love that reference. Thank you very much.
No problem.
To be honest with you, like I've got like quite a few aspirations, especially going out of lockdown. I got a taster last year of different stipulations, because any other time I was sort of doing singles matches, tag matches, and like not intergender, mixed tag. So I was doing like all that sort of a thing. And then last year I got to do an I Quit match, and it was wedding themed, and it was amazing.
Oh, the I Do match.
The I Do match.
Oh, I'm trying to help you come up with stuff for that.
Oh yeah.
That's
one of the moments where I came to you and Jayla and was like, I need help coming up with submissions.
When it comes to like wrestling stuff, you go to Jayla. When it comes to, I need to do something stupid, I am the first one in your phone book.
We came up with a bouquet spot. Well, we need to do something with the face.
We need to do something with the bouquet. I think it was either me or Bobby that came up with the wedding presents.
Mm-hmm.
It was that day, and that's the birth of Toastie. Like that match was the birth of Toastie.
Yeah, that was the birth of Toastie. That came from a conversation with Sammy Joe about the match, because we were like, right, what kind of stuff do we want to bring into the match? Bouquet, yeah. She wanted the glitter steel chair. That was actually pretty cool to look at in the ring.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then we're like, cool, and she was like to me like, what's the most common wedding present? And I was like, a toaster. And she's like, yeah, we need to work on a toaster. And that was how Toastie came about.
Toastie's toast.
A one-off gag.
Yeah.
And then I did a promo, and it was literally just to pop my friend Ashley, because she was my promos for me.
Yeah.
And because she wasn't feeling very well, she suffers from fibromyalgia, and she was having like a really horrible flare up. And bless her, she still came and wanted to help me film. And I thought, I'm gonna make her laugh. So I got into bed, because this is supposed to be coping with being fired from Fear Streamers. And I got into bed and I was doing the bit from Legally Blonde, where she's watching the TV and she's slinging chocolates at the TV. So I'm lying in bed, I've got my chocolates in my hand and I've got the toaster under my arm. Ashley comes in from the bathroom and she just sees me lying in bed in my onesie with like the toaster under my arm, the chocolates, burst out laughing, and I was like, get it filmed.
I remember, because when the whole thing with Toastie started coming about, I hadn't really, because I've never formally met Toastie. You won't let us meet, but it's probably for the best. Like, to be fair, you send a consent form before I meet people.
That's why I introduced you, going, he means well.
He means, see, just take everything he says and pretend like Daffy Duck's saying it, and then it's a lot funnier. Like, it's not as crude. It's not as, he's a bad person, but he means well. But I remember, like, the first starts of it, we were, I can't remember where we were, but I remember turning around and going, what's the deal with a fucking toaster? And then he explained it to me, and I went, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, and I'm all here for it.
That's usually how our conversations go.
We'll tell each other an idea, and if the other one laughs, we go, right, we're doing that.
Yeah, we're doing that. Absolutely
we're
doing
the
that.
funniest people ever. So, are we going to be seeing any more beaches?
Not any more beaches as of right now. Like with Ask Advice Beach, I want to do a little bit more of that, but I don't want it to get stale. So I'm thinking I'm going to do 2 more episodes and then have a little break, and then that's when I'm really going to implement my gaming channel, Twitch Beach. So the stream, I know it's so good. I can't even take credit for that name. It was
well, we put the link for that in the description as well.
Put the link in the description.
Yep. We'll do that.
And so I've always wanted, in fact, funny enough, another thing that I've spoken to you and Jayla about, I've been saying for about a year, I'm going to do a gaming channel, and it's took me about a year, but I finally done it. I've done a gaming channel.
Well, that's it. Like, I talked to you about doing this show ages ago.
Yeah.
And when you talked to, I think it may have been the same conversation. I think either I started talking about this show or you started talking about your gaming show, and we both kind of started chat. I keep hitting this mic. It's a used partner of the show.
Bad mic.
But poor Mike. So we started talking about those things, and then it's taken us about a year, both of us, to actually set how we're going to do them, what we're going to do. And it's good to see, because you are an avid gamer. So it's nice to see you doing something with that and with your wrestling, bringing them together and being able to go, right guys, Twitch Beach is here. Let's have fun and let's play games. I love Twitch for that. Never used it, because last time I tried to use Twitch, I ended up with one. Dad jokes, mate.
Love it. Dad.
So we're going to be seeing more from the Twitch channel.
Yep.
We're going to see, hopefully we get to see more wrestling a lot more in a lot more different places. Is there anywhere particular, one company, anywhere, where do you want to work?
One company.
You've wrestled for, I might be wrong here, you've at least wrestled once for nearly every company in Scotland, I believe.
Nearly, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's still like 1 or 2 that I haven't actually wrestled for yet, as far as I'm aware. I know, absolutely need to change that. But I want to work with Discovery more. I want to do more with Discovery, because anytime not that like other promoters don't let me have like creative reign, but anytime I've ever went to Alan and I've been like, so I have this idea, Alan's like, go for it.
Alan's fantastic. I love
Alan.
Getting to work in Discovery is amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just remembered something from the last Discovery show that we done, where we got.
Have you done a mixed tag there? Yeah.
We got the complaint.
Oh, that's right.
Of all the things that we got a complaint about for that match.
Right, I'll quickly put this into context. So we did a mixed tag. It was myself and Emily as the sensational Sainbats against Theodoros and the Amazon, Aisha Raymond. And so we done the match. Now you are a babyface there, and I'm a heel. So it was kind of a weird. We did the weird dynamic where you're my friend, and I was on a full tirade of evil at this point.
This was when you were at the height of your feud with Theo.
Yeah. So, start of the match, I jumped Theo. As soon as they made the entrance, I jumped him, I battered him. And Amazon comes towards me, and I kick her in the stomach, and I throw her off the stage, and she hits the side of the ring. And throughout the match, because I then take a chair and batter Theo's knee and stuff. And so he's out of the match, so it's essentially turned into a handicap match. So Emily's battering her away, but you're kind of like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm sorry. Then she batters you, and then you get back on top of her. And then I punch the mic. Sorry, I'm going to give this mic a name at some point. So we're doing this, and then when I get in the ring, people are booing the fact you tagged me. People are just, like, every time you go to tag me, people are like, no, don't! Because I get in the ring and I'm shoving my finger in her eye and punching her in the face. I think at one point I was just standing on her.
Yeah, you were.
Later, I took it like a champ. End of the show, because we won. Obviously.
Hashtag Team Bar.
We won. End of the show. Alan, the Discovery booker, Discovery owner, comes up to us and he goes, I've had a complaint. And we go, right, what's the complaint? And I was like, it has to be about me.
Yeah.
Aisha. Because some people still are uncomfortable with that, and it's understandable. People have the reasons for not being uncomfortable with that. But Amazon's bigger than me. So, and don't get me wrong, she folded me in half with a big German suplex.
Oh, that was amazing.
You thought I was dead?
I was like peeking, like under my arm when I was selling, and I was like, oh, glad that wasn't me. remember the spot we were originally going to do, but then Theo had the knee injury, so we had to work around that. And
was that the double German?
Both going to take a German. But we were going to try and cling on to each other, like, as a Titanic or something.
So I've done all these horrible things to Aisha, and the complaint was because I was just strict with Emily, because it wasn't like we weren't being. I bossed her about. I kept going, right, tag me, and because I was using I was using an angry tone. Suddenly, I'm a horrible man.
He was using an angry tone with me, and we didn't like it. That was it.
I tried to blind her. I tried to blind Aisha, threw her off a stage into the side of the ring. Not even into the ring, into the side of it. Gouged her eye repeatedly, stood on her, kicked her in the face. There's one point where you kicked her, but before that you did the Shawn Michaels where you went, I'm sorry, I love you. And immediately I blind tagged in, got in and went, I don't even like it, and stood on her face.
No, you booted her square in the face. You went, I don't even like you. Right in the face.
I've never once claimed to be a good person.
We know
I'm a snappy dresser, but not a good person. So, oh God. So we've done all that, and then it's that one complaint, and even Alan's looking at me going, if you want to apologise publicly, you can. And I just went, I'm not going to, because we're going to McDonald's. As friends. I'm not even taking that one seriously. In wrestling, I used a raised tone, and someone complained.
He used a raised tone.
He spoke in an angry fashion.
Spoke in an angry fashion.
Right, so
that's one of my highlights for me.
We've had a lot of highlights together, I will say that.
We have.
And it's been, like, don't get me wrong, from being there, from your debut to where you are now, it has been amazing. Like, it's been amazing seeing your progress and just watching the evolution from a wee girl who was a fan of the Hardys because you were using the Twist of Fate
Like,
Miguel was a fan of Haydens to this woman who's become Wrestle Beach, all these different things, and just essentially become her own entity. It's been really, really nice. I'm dead proud of you.
Thank you.
And now you've got it on record.
I will say I can't take all the credit when it comes to. Obviously, I'm going to take credit for my creativity because I'm such an awesome beach that way. But no, like anytime I'm ever unsure, because how many conversations have we had where I've been like, I have this idea, but I don't know if I should do it because I would always get worried about what people would think.
Yeah.
But after talking to you and talking to Jayla and even Dee now, like I talked to DCT and Bobby quite a bit as well, and now I've got Robert as well, my boyfriend, because it was actually him, and I went to with the Ask Advice speech thing, and I said, do you think this is funny? Should I do it? And he was like, yeah, you have to do that. That sounds funny. And even with the tweet speech, because as most of you probably seen at this point now, he was on the stream with me, and we're going to do that quite frequently. It was him that said to me, you should totally do it. Like, you have to do it now. We've got the equipment here. Let's just do it, especially during lockdown. So he's been quite encouraging with me as well. So as much as you're saying all these things, it's like I feel like if it wasn't for having the support network that I do with all you guys, I wouldn't be the confident person that I am and be like, I'm gonna do what I want because it makes me happy. So yeah, thanks.
And I mean, like, with that, and on behalf of all the support network, none of us like you.
I knew that.
No, I'm kidding. It was good. Right. Very quickly.
And the words of Latrice Royale, I'm at peace with that.
Right. Quickly, we'll quickly wrap this up. Tell everybody your social media, where they can find you, what you're going to be doing, and just anything you want to say at the end, any message you want to send, or anything, any advice for any aspiring wrestler.
Advice speech. Well, first of all, my social medias. So on Facebook, it's just Emily Hayden that you'll be able to find me on. Funnily enough, I recently learned I share the same name as a fitness model in America. I feel so terrible for the people that look me up and they think I'm a fitness model. I'm so sorry. I'm not.
Porn star.
That still always makes me laugh. That's the best thing ever. Where did I get to? Oh yeah, Twitter. At Emily Hayden _UK. And Instagram is /Emily Hayden /. Always get that wrong. So I had to look it up there. And
you made it.
I know, but I keep forgetting. So my new kind of a social medias that I use now recently, like we previously spoke about with Ask Advice speech and whatnot, which I'll be putting some of my gaming content on as well. It's just on YouTube, type in Emily Hayden. And for Twitch, it's Tweech Beach / Emily Hayden. So you know it's me, Beach.
Okay, we'll put all the links for all those in the description as well. And then we'll get it sorted. But no, right, last thing. Any advice for any aspiring wrestlers?
Any advice that I have, speaking from experience, the best advice that I can give is see if there's something that you want to do. Don't be afraid to do it. I used to try and fit myself into this mould of what I thought everyone expected me to be. So if you look back at my debut photos, and Chris can attest to this, I am wearing brightly coloured generic babyface colours, purple. I've got my bright I've got like really dark tan on. I still do that, but not as bad as what it used to be. True. Choices. And I've got my light brown hair at the time, but I was never comfortable in my skin back then. And then one day I just had this epiphany where I was like, I don't care what anyone thinks, I'm going to be me. And me outside of wrestling is this mad little goth video game geek. And I thought, I'm going to implement that into wrestling and I'm just going to be me. And they always say the best characters are you turned up to 11. And honestly, one day it'll just hit you and it'll click. And the day that you decide not to care what other people think is the day that you'll thrive, I think, in the business.
That's a good advice. Love that. Right. Thank you very much. I'm so happy with this. I'm not sure how to close this one out. I could just have to fuck off. I could just.
I mean, you could do that. I normally close mine off with bad beaches, but.
Well, you do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Emily, thank you again for doing this interview. I'll take it over to you and we'll step this.
Well, Chris, thanks for having me on this. It means the world to me that you let me be a guest on this, because like you say, you've been wanting to do this for a little while, so I'm really happy to see that you're putting the project into action now.
Oh, thank you.
So
right.
on that note, bye beaches!